And today we're talking about something actually really, really important, and it's about view, actions, results. Life can get really confusing, but if you break it down to view, actions, results, you're going to be able to make a lot more changes that you need to make. You're going to make a lot more shifts that you need to make, and life becomes a whole lot less confusing. So remember, Tactical Tuesdays is about me giving you a very specific tool to use in your kit. And if you can use this tool in your kit, it's going to give you the ability to make the changes that you need to make. It doesn't have to be full-blown and complicated. It doesn't have to be all up in the clouds. It can be something very simple that gives you the ability to make a shift. And I think that's something that's super important in coaching that often gets overlooked, is that you don't need to go into this full-blown, crazy, whirly diagnosis or something or other than that to get things done. Sometimes it's very, very, very simple skills that have massive impacts. And it also doesn't need to take you 10 years to do it. You can implement this today and you'll already see results. So that's why I'm doing Tactical Tuesdays. So I know this is probably going to be backwards, but that V stands for view, A stands for actions, R stands for results. Now, why do I have this here? Well, we go throughout our days and we're mulling along and things are happening. We're constantly getting results, constantly getting results. Whether we like them or not, we're constantly getting results. So the good results, right? We've got the good results, we've got average results, which we would call indifferent, and we've got bad results. Now, typically, when we're having good results with things, we'd like to continue to have those good results. Okay, we can do that. But it's usually the results that we don't like that we want to be able to change. But then the question goes, well, how do I change this, right? If you even get to that place of having that awareness, how do I change this? How do I shift this? How do I morph this? What happens with most people is that they get these results and they ask the question, maybe, and then, I don't know how to change it, and they continue going on and getting the same result. Or, even worse, they are getting a specific set of results, and yet they don't even ask the question of why they're getting that result, and they think that this is just the way that life is, and they continue to circle around in a loop of getting the same results over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We want to stop this. We want to shift this. We don't want this to be the way that it is going to be forever. So what do we have to do? When you get a specific result that you don't like, look back at the action. So I'm going to draw a little arrow here so this makes sense. We want to go from the result and we want to trace back the action that created the result. And this takes a pause. This takes some awareness. Okay, I don't like this result. I don't like what's happening here. What am I doing? Or what am I involved in, or the environment that I'm in? This is called expanding your awareness. A could also stand for awareness, right? But this is for action. What am I engaging in that is creating this result, right? Well, let's come up with something, right? I use weight because it's really easy and everyone can understand this. Result, I'm 30 pounds overweight. What am I doing here to cause to be 30 pounds overweight? I see. I don't exercise. I eat fast food all the time. I drink way too much soda, blah, 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 blah. Actions, I get it. Right? We'll get to the view in a second. But the actions, I get it. Okay. What could I do here to get a different result? So I'm going to draw another arrow at the action. And we're going to write this N there. N, which stands for new action. New action. And maybe we'll just do this one as an O. standing for the old action, right? Here's the new action, new result. If you stop drinking soda, you're going to get a new result. If you stop eating junk food, you're going to get a new result. If you start exercising, you're going to get a new result. And if you don't like this result, you look back to the action, okay, well, maybe that didn't happen, or that didn't make me feel good, or whatever this might be, right? You're struggling in school. Well, if you develop a new set of actions, you're going to get a new set of results. This is the easy part of the formula here. And this part, understanding how your results are tied into your actions, is crucial for you to make changes in life. This is absolutely pivotal, okay? We'll get to the view in a second, like I said. But if you can just do this part here, I'm getting this result, tie it back to your action, and go, oh, I see now. Like, I'm dehydrated. Why? Because I'm not taking the action of drinking water, right? It doesn't have to be all caught up in emotions. It doesn't have to be all caught up in feelings. It doesn't have to be a personal offense on you. It can be these actions that we take can be deeply, deeply rooted for ways that we don't even understand. Like, there's a famous story when I was reading this NLP book about this guy who washed his car on a Saturday. And he didn't know why he always washed his car on a Saturday. We'll get to that in a second. But he didn't know why. And so it's like, okay, well, you could actually change that action, get a completely new result. You wash your car on a Monday and different result, right? So if you're going to make some changes in life, take a look at your daily actions. And if you don't like the results that you're getting, create a new set of daily actions that you can take, and you will get wildly different results. If you're not exercising, start walking for 30 minutes a day. If you're not knowledgeable on your topic, start reading a book a week. If you are dehydrated, you start drinking more water. If you're not making moves in your business, you devote an hour a day to doing that. This is how we change our lives. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. It doesn't have to be more personal than that. And when we were little, we got that because we were like, okay, I took this action and I fell off the swing set, so I'm not going to take that action anymore. I'm just going to do something differently. Okay? Now, what is this view part? This view part. This is also really important. Now, this can be used for a lot of different things, right? Here, just this part. And you can spend some time on this, in your own time. But if you want to understand, and this is why coaching is so important, because that's where I live. How do you view something that creates your actions, which creates your results? If I can get to that part, what's happening under the surface for you? And this takes a lot of awareness to do by yourself, because there's a analogy that I will use is when you're in the frame, it's hard to see the picture. But I'm not in the frame. I can see this from a long distance away and go, oh, I see it. But when you're in the frame, imagine you were this piece of yellow paper, very, very difficult to see the entire picture. So if you are curious of why you're feeling burnt out, and you trace it back to your actions, is that you say yes to everything, you can then trace it back to your view of, why do I feel the deep need to say yes to everything? Why? Oh, because mom told me, or dad told me, or whatever, that in order for me to be liked by others, I have to say yes to everything. Then you can question that. Well, is that necessarily true? Do I have to say yes to everything to be liked by others? No. I can say no and not just say yes all the time. Okay, so my view just shifted. I don't actually have to say yes to everything, which will create a whole new set of actions, which means I only give what I can possibly give, right? What I'm potential of giving without exhausting myself, and you'll get a whole new set of results, which is I'm actually feeling a lot better about life because I'm not resenting the fact that I'm giving all the time and not receiving. This is an awesome equation to use, very tactical for you to be thinking about on the daily, and this is going to help you tremendously of making the shifts that you need to make. So use this, right? View, actions, results. If you don't like your actions, if you can, trace it back to your view. If you can't, ask for help. You can write me in, whatever. I can help you do that. I love doing that. But this part of the equation is pivotal. This part of the equation, unless you're getting completely stuck and just repeating things over and over again, comes secondary. This is a fun one to engage in, but you don't 100% need it all the time. You can just make the changes here with your actions and move on with your life and get different results.